Hey Taurus, welcome back to the Guiding Chariot. I hope you're all doing well, and welcome to your new reading for the month of March 2021. We're going to jump right into this. As you guys all know, house rules still apply. This is going to be a general reading for all Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Cross-watchers also welcome, so feel free to reverse the roles if you need to. My only ask is that you take these readings as they resonate. Take what fits. Everything else wasn't meant for you, leave it on the table. Oh, okay. Had one slip out there. Okay. I don't know what that sound effect was. Alright, Taurus. Let's see, what do we got? First card out, go with the flow. We're not meant to be forcing anything right now, Taurus. Let things come. I almost want to say, I don't know why I'm getting this, but I kind of want to say this has to do with the emotional body or your emotional space. There may be things coming up that you might be, how do I want to put this? Because I don't want to make it sound like you're just being sensitive and things are like, meh, meh. But I just get the sense that there may be some moments where you need to be the observer this month, especially regarding your emotions. And what I mean by that is, literally take yourself out of the situation and just observe, just watch. So if something happens, if it triggers an emotion within you, just be the observer. Let it come up, see it for what it is, and then let it go. So almost kind of picture, if you guys haven't watched it, check out, now I can't think of what it's called. I believe the title is A Guide to Meditation on Netflix. There's a great analogy in there. Sorry, it's been a couple weeks since I watched it, so I'm like, I forget how he said it. But like essentially, he makes an example that kind of paints the same picture as being the observer, where if you were like sitting on the side of the freeway just watching the cars go by, the cars are the emotions or the situations that are popping up. So regardless of what it makes you feel, right, whatever comes up because of it, think of it as that car on the freeway. It'll be there, and then it's going to drive past, and then it's going to be out of your vision. Just be the observer as things pop up. Don't be so reactionary. Don't let things affect you on such a deep level, because I think a lot of these things literally are passing. They're just a moment. Don't let that moment mess with your comfort or security, days after it's already happened and, the trigger's not even there anymore. I don't know why that came through so strong, but the go with the flow definitely feel like it was more so connected to your emotional space more than anything. Then, versus when we're talking about it is manifesting and there's opportunities coming and just kind of letting things, being open to receive and all of that. This felt, it's like a little nod. Be the observer this month. Like just, take yourself out of the situation. Especially if you have the awareness of self to kind of be aware when, I'm starting to get a little heated. That made me feel a certain way. I'm starting to get a little angry. That's that moment where you literally take a step back and observe. Like what is really going on here. All right? Then we have contentment. I used to hate that word. I used to pull angel cards for myself, and I would get contentment day after day after day, and just seeing the word started to get me so frustrated. So frustrated. I don't know why I had to tell you that, but that I don't know, maybe you guys can relate to that this month with this go with the flow. But this is really about being comfortable and happy with your space. Really accepting where you are, what's happening in this moment. So it is a good vibe. Sometimes it can be frustrating because we want to achieve. And contentment doesn't mean you stop achieving, right? It doesn't mean, I'm happy with what I have so I can stop here. That's not what contentment means. It just means that I'm happy where I am. I am exactly where I'm meant to be. Does that mean I stay here forever? No. Does that mean I can't have more? No, I can totally have more. But just because I don't have that thing here now doesn't mean I'm in a bad place, all right? And then we have contemplation. So this is you processing and thinking and analyzing. To me, this contemplation card, I think, isn't so much being deep in thought and really overanalyzing everything. I would say it's giving me this more reflective, introspective kind of vibe. So it's not deep diving into things and how we need to do things and what we need to do about it. You know, if we connect that to what we were talking about here, this contemplation is really about processing those emotions. Why do I feel like this? Why do I feel like I need to react in a certain way? Do I even really need to react? Is it worth it? What do I get by behaving that way? You know, does it really change anything? Or should I just kind of let it go because it's not worth the time, the energy, or would it spur on something that would be an even bigger drain? Like, it's better just to let this go so I don't have to deal with it, right? To me, that's where this contemplation card is coming in. So I'd say the rest of March, Taurus, I want to see are really taking a step back. Really kind of looking at the situations you're in. Why are we doing that? We'll see when we get into this tarot. But it feels like a real healthy move. There it is. I was like, something's gonna drop. Yeah, we want to balance out that Five of Wands. Yes. Cool. All right. So bottom of the deck, Five of Pentacles. So things might be coming up that... Oh, hold on. Sorry. I always forget to put my phone on silent when I start filming. With this Five of Pentacles, things might feel... Because this is kind of what we were talking about with, or what I was talking about with, contentment? Yes, contentment. See, I've just blocked that word out of my mind. This Five of Pentacles, is that sense of, lack. I don't have the thing. I can't get on the other side of this door. I just want to be and things are bad because I don't have it, or I don't have enough. And, it's very much that vibe. And honestly, I think that's what we're trying to shake ourselves out of this week, Taurus. Because it's not true. You are not in a bad place, and it's okay for you to want more, right? But just because you don't have that dream yet, or you haven't accomplished that goal yet, it doesn't mean you haven't accomplished things. It doesn't mean you're not in a place where you have comfort, right? We're just working to get more, or more luxury, or more whatever, whatever it is. Doesn't matter. It'll be different for all of you, but it just feels like we want to get out of this feeling of loss or lack, or just not having it, or having enough. We really want to shake ourselves out of that, okay? So we start off with this Five of Wands, and to me I always talk about this as inner conflict, because it's like all the voices inside kind of like fighting for attention and battling to be top dog, right? It's not necessarily, as manipulative or as malicious as the Five of Swords would be, but it's about seeking attention. It's about I'm trying to be the bigger voice. I'm trying to be the stronger one. And it's just all those conflicting ideas bouncing between each other, trying to vie for power, right? Which happens to all of us. So I hope you don't feel attacked when I say that, because it's literally something everyone goes through. It's a bigger theme or a bigger focus for you this month. Which is why it comes up. But it makes perfect sense why we have some Swords cards coming out. We have the King of Swords as well as the Knight of Swords. To me, this is literally the contentment and contemplation. Because the King of Swords, he is kind of cold, right? So he literally is the observer. He removes himself from, the emotional space, from being affected by emotional factors. So that literally is you being the observer. But then you almost kind of take that ability and you kind of take it back to basics, right? Because we see the, I was going to say progression, but it's not a progression. But you see us moving from the King of Swords, and then we go back, we skip Queen, go down to the Knight of Swords, and then you have the Page in the center, which is the focus of this reading. So you literally go back to basics. But I think this is because you're kind of stripping all of that, you know, funky stuff away. You're stripping all of that, all these like filters and lenses that we have to put things through that color our perception of things. This is you kind of stepping out of that and really being able to see the truth and understand the why behind of it. It might even be about understanding your why, because your why might actually have changed or be changing. So how you view the scenarios or the people around you might honestly be shifting. Excuse me. All right, and then we have the Four of Swords. This is you pulling back. This is you kind of, I don't want to say cutting off, that's a little harsh, but that's you finding quiet time for you to recover, to rest, to rethink, right? That's where we do that emotional processing. Ooh, look at all those cars I saw today. Like, oh, there was so many red ones, and I don't know why I had so many red cars in front of me today, and I don't know why the red cars made me feel certain da-da-da-da-da. You know, that's that moment, right? But I think we see a big shift once we get to this point. We have this Page of Swords, which we did talk about, but this Page of Swords is the reinvention. This is that shift, that change, that opportunity to do things differently or see things differently, to rewrite what's been done, all right? So that's where we really cause that shift and that change, all right? We also have this Eight of Swords. Sorry, I hope that's not too loud. I probably shouldn't. Then we have this Eight of Swords. So feeling like we can't get through, feeling like, well, I want to make this happen. I know this should be different. But this we're overcoming, right? Once we get to this Page of Swords. This we completely break through. And I know we do, because literally right after that we have the Ace of Swords, which is truth and clarity. This is pure, you know, purified, uncloudy perception. Right? This is our truth. This is our understanding. So there's a lot of, I was going to say awareness, but it feels bigger than that. Like we're learning a lot about ourselves this month, Taurus, and we're learning a lot about our directions, why we want to do things, how we should do things, what our stance is. And when I say stance, I don't necessarily mean like in a matter of opinion and that kind of stuff. Stance as in where we stand, what it is we want to do, what is it, you know, we should be doing, where we belong, and all of that kind of stuff. The last two cards we have out here, excuse me, I don't know where these hiccups are coming from. Last thing we have is the Nine of Wands and the Four of Cups. Oh, sorry, let me hold it so you can actually see them. Nine of Wands definitely is a very confident card. It can be a little stubborn, Taurus, so I would say keep an eye on that, but I think it's coming up because you know where you stand. You know where you want to be dedicated. You know what you want to commit to, and you're not going to budge. You're not willing to budge, and you shouldn't. Anyway, and that's the right balance to get you out of this Four of Cups, because this Four of Cups energy can be kind of like a little pity party. It is a little woe is me, but it makes sense. That's what's coming out under the Knight, right? Because we have the Knight of Cups. If you just take this one column, this Knight of Cups, the Eight of Swords, and the Four of Cups, this is you wanting to push beyond. This is you wanting to understand the why behind, you know, what is it that makes me feel trapped? What is it I feel like I can't move beyond? You know, what are these emotions that make me feel that way? How do I feel, and how does that impact, you know, my behaviors or my decisions, right? I think I don't deserve more, therefore I can't acquire or gain any more, make any progress. This is you finding the truth behind those two kind of factors, and really pushing beyond, right? Because this is a month where you are rewriting that storyline. So hold on a second. Okay, so I'm just going to throw this in there because I feel like there's going to be some of you out there that this, not a big thing. And you're legit like, nah, I don't feel that way. That's not a thing. Meh. And that can mean a couple things. And Taurus, you know I love you. I'm just going to be real honest. So again, if this doesn't connect, not meant for you, so don't worry about it. Some of you, I think, have moved past this, so you're not even on this level. So again, if this truly doesn't connect at all, don't worry about it. That message isn't meant for you. For some of you, I think there's an awareness that's coming in where you may feel this way, and then as you kind of reflect and as you dig a little deeper, you kind of realize that you were making certain decisions out of because of certain things you were feeling. And that's not a bad thing. It's completely human. But I think there's an awareness coming to you that really does take off the blindfold, and you get to see you see the truth of those situations, why certain people's behaviors made you feel a certain way, and then because of those feelings you responded in a certain way or you acted in a certain way. And now you can kind of look back and be like, oh, you know what, if I wasn't feeling that way, I would have made a different decision. So it's kind of that, or so it's not a bad thing, and you shouldn't be blaming yourself for anything if you do go through that and you're like, oh, that was a bad decision to make. It's literally human. We all do it. So it's not, I don't bring it up to be like, but it's just, it's a big learning moment. It is a big learning moment. So be very careful about your emotions this month. Because you want to be the observer, because this is a moment where you really get to look at things and analyze things and see them for what they are and see the truth behind them. And that's going to help you make much better decisions as you move forward, as we continue to build momentum and start to really make some big moves. That is going to be a strong support for you. Or maybe not even support, skill is probably the better word, is really having that clearer perception of your truth. All right? Okay, we're going to do a fun thing before I let you guys go. In honor of this, I'm dropping things already. In honor of this new moon coming up, we're going to take that. So that's the card that slipped while I was shuffling. But in the honor of the new moon that is coming in Pisces on Saturday, I wanted to pull a card for the new moon just to give you guys a little peek into what's coming for you, or what could help you, as we think about making our wishes and setting our intentions for the new moon, what is coming through for us. So the card that fell out, we're going to take as a little extra bonus advice, and it's extremes is what came up. So to me, I think that's because that's exactly what we were just talking about. This is why you want to be the observer, because your emotions or the situations you may encounter this month may go back and forth between extremes. It's going to be hot or cold. You might not have a lot of lukewarm going on. So instead of bouncing back and forth and ping-ponging, like a tennis ball or a ping-pong ball, find steady ground. Let everything else bounce around. You stay steady. You stay stable in your own little safe space, all right? I mean, is that not perfect for what we were just talking about? Yeah, this is a month of self-love. You need to do what you need to do that preserves your peace of mind. And honestly, with all this introspection, that's totally self-love, because you deserve that care, you deserve that attentiveness, and you deserve to give it to yourself. So this self-love almost feels, I was going to say it feels like self-preservation, and I don't mean to make it sound that desperate, but in a way where, like, if your external is full of all these extremes and bouncing you from one side of the court to the other, this self-love is to maintain balance. It's to maintain harmony within you while everything else is going funky. You need to, make sure that you're filling your own cup and you're nurturing yourself and you're being careful of your needs while everything around you is trying to get you to run all over the place, all right? All right, my lovely Taurus, I'm going to wrap up your video there. As always, thank you for all the love and support you share with me and my channel. I'm truly grateful. I am sending you love and best wishes for the month. I ask that you continue to help me to grow this channel. Make sure you hit the like button down below. Leave a comment. Let me know how this resonated for you guys. I love hearing your positive messages. You can also hit me up on Instagram at The Guiding Chariot. If you're new, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when your next reading pops up. I will be traveling this week, so that's why I'm kind of turning out the videos a little earlier, so no one has to wait for me to come back. So I won't be uploading to YouTube probably for the rest of the week, but I do plan to take some decks with me, so I'm going to try and do at least a daily post, if not a few kind of fun things while I'm away. So if you're not already, make sure you subscribe to my Instagram if you want to stay engaged and see what's going on. But until next time, my loves, stay safe, take care. I will see you in your next video. Bye, Taurus.